During a workout, sugar and insulin caused by that sugar that you're taking is your best friend, not your worst enemy. I touched that subject a gazillion times. I read these labels of intra-workout, no carbs, no sugar, yeah, or we have a slow carb. When you're training, you need a insulin spike because insulin is going to be your best friend, transporter of all the nutrients that you have in the bloodstream. It can be shoved in and nailed into the muscle. First, where do you stand on a recomp? Is there really a good way to recomp? Recomposition, right? Okay, so, and then there are a couple of more that would suit right into it. But here, recomposition, changing your body composition, losing the body fat and building the muscle. Okay, our name of the game, bodybuilders do this all the time. So there is many times that bodybuilders, especially beginners and intermediates, that they believe you should build the muscle all season, put the size, and then it's the time to cut it up. I said many times, for me, especially for those of you that follow my career, I did 110 shows. I competed 15 years as a pro, and I did 72 pro shows at that time. I was always in shape. So for me, I don't believe in this off season and just, okay, have a freedom to pack on the weight, you know, eat big to get big, lift heavy to get big, and all that stuff. All this is nice and dandy, right? You can lift heavy, intense, you know, put some major stimulation with the compound exercises, you know, build that dense myofibril hypertrophy, right? Go heavy or go home. That's all okay. But do you need to pig out when you are training big, so you have to eat big? When you say eating big, I would say eat clean and have a surplus of the calories. That's a completely different story than just eating all kinds of inflammatory, you know, junk food that the only reason why we take it because we are not disciplined, we are weak, and we just want to enjoy food. You know, occasionally here and there, I understand there's many people in many countries that they can afford, you know, great nutrition and great calories, so they have any kind, and then they still look great, and then they would confront me and say, you see, Milos, I did this eating this, and you had to suffer all your life. Number one, I never suffered. So for the best way to recomp for you guys is first, you find the food that you like, right? That are healthy. So if the choices of protein, the way you're gonna be eating your eggs and chicken and turkey and fish and beef and whatever you choose to do, find a way that you make it that you're gonna enjoy. You throw in carbohydrates, obviously, of the choice again. And we're going to touch the subject about evil carbs. So carbs are main fuel for the muscle. Bodybuilders absolutely need it. The only reason why people are going to these ketogenic diets, low carb diets, is they got themselves out of the shape eating this junk food that they talk about. So, you know, then they have no other choice but to burn fat. Now they're going to have to create a huge surplus of the deficit of the calories, and the best way to do it is through low carbs or ketogenic diets and stuff like that. But all that hard work that you put in building muscle, now you're gonna basically be at risk to catabolize it because you have to go up and then down dramatically. So, carbs. I talked to Jay Cutler the other day, and he was always just like me, super high protein, super high carbs. All my career I did the protein and carbs with low fats. When you consider if you're going to take 2 grams of protein per pound of your body weight, and whatever choice of protein you're going to be taking, chicken, turkey, fish, beef, eggs, whatever, there is some hidden fat there. So by the time you pile up your 500 grams of protein a day, which I was eating, you probably have there 50, 60, 70 grams of fat already. So it's not like necessary to add fats. This is hidden fat in your protein sources. So what I was adding to my meals will always be carbs. Starches, complex carbs before, simple carbs during, and combination of starchy complex and simple right after, because you want to initially have slow starchy complex carbs and don't spike the insulin, right? So as much, I'm not going to say not at all, but not as much, because those bonds between complex carbohydrates need to be broken down, and you know the increase of blood glucose is much slower, so you don't have that sugar high, sugar low. So starchy complex carbs, you can eat your, you know, the oats and the rice and quinoa and what do you call it, sweet potatoes, I don't care. When is the time before the workout? For the workout, I always choose simple carbs, as we talk about it. During a workout, sugar and insulin caused by that sugar that you're taking is your best friend, not your worst enemy. I touched that subject a gazillion times. I read these labels of intra-workout, no carbs, no sugar, yeah, or we have a slow carb. When you're training, you need the insulin spike, because insulin is going to be your best friend, transporter of all the nutrients that you have in the bloodstream. It can be shoved in and nailed into the muscle, as I say. So insulin, while might be enemy elsewhere, it's your best friend during your training. And I'm not talking about exogenous insulin. I'm talking about just in general, increasing your blood sugar level, making your pancreas release that insulin to bring down the glycemia back to normal. But, so the question is recomposition, right? So if you are fat, and I would consider you fat if you're over 10%. I don't allow this, like 15% and stuff like that. So if you're more than 10%, I would say, okay, you need to get yourself down to, let's say, 5 or 6, and, stay with 5 or 6 year-round, life-around. Let's face it, if you're a bodybuilder, at heart and in your mind, you want to be in shape year-round. So if you're not there, right, then your daily recomp diet and protocol would be that you have to create some fat burning phases during a day when you know 100% for sure you're going to burn some body fat. Okay, then you're going to have some maintenance phases between the meals to supply enough calories so you can induce and promote growth of the muscle and have just enough energy to keep you from whatever, one meal to the next, right? So maintain until the time when is training time, when is that anabolic phase now that you can build the muscle. So if you listen to me carefully, you have a fat burning phase or maybe 2. If you want to get in shape dramatically much faster, you create 2 fat burning phases a day. When, how? First thing in the morning on empty stomach, after overnight fast, you do some cardio. Cardio uses fatty acids, fat as a fuel. You're gonna 1,000,000% for sure burn some body fat. You have no choice not to. You don't have nutrients, your body needs energy. Energy is being used from the fats. You didn't have a fat in the bloodstream, it's gonna be fat from your body fat storage. So you can check mark, you burn some body fat right away, beautiful. Then now you're in a maintenance phase. Maintenance phase, feed your body with nutrients, not empty calories. So again, don't eat the junk. Put your protein, good source of protein. And okay, if you are endomorphic and more than 10% body fat, you want to stretch it and you're going to still stay with the low insulin levels so you can have a couple of meals without the carbs. No problem. I didn't, because I never let myself go, so I could have my carbs in each meal. But if you do have to create faster recomp and drop more body fat faster, okay, you do the cardio, you initiated fat burn, and next meal or 2 meals, you are eating protein with good fats, no carbs. Yes, once you touch the carbs, blood sugar level increases, insulin is released, insulin inhibits fat burning. So that's why ketogenic and low-carb diets work, because you have a prolonged period of time that your body is not under the influence of insulin that inhibits the fat burning. So you can efficiently burn fat. But even if you have some carbohydrates and you release a little bit of insulin, if you are in caloric deficit, by the next meal within 3 hours, you're going to create enough physiological and metabolic reasons for you to lose body fat, so don't worry. Okay, I just got some message. Sorry, I got distracted. So anyway, you do the low carbs in those 2 meals, but then meal before the workout, as you're going to need carbohydrates as a fuel for all the muscle contractions. You're going to have a low fat protein. In first 2 meals, you can have a higher fat protein source like eggs and steak and salmon and stuff like that. Here, you eat your chicken and turkey and fish and egg whites, right? Protein powder, and some complex carbs. You must have that intra-workout supplementation, I'm telling you, and I'm going to re-emphasize this 1,000,000 times over. The only time when blood goes into the muscle at the extent, like in a workout, that 60-70% of your total blood is going in the exact muscle that you're training, it's only during a training. So that's when you saturate the blood with the nutrients that you want to push to the muscle. As if you're hearing me, you're eating a carbohydrates of choice, glucose polymers, doesn't matter if it's dextrose, highly branched acyclic dextrin, Vitargo, carbolin, blah, 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 anything, I don't care. You can have simple dextrose, trust me. Okay, it's gonna do what? Boost your blood sugar level, and it's gonna trigger insulin release. Insulin is gonna go in the blood and take all these essential amino acids, BCAAs that you have, creatine, glutamine, beta-alanine, citrulline, L-carnitine, arginine, you name it, whatever you put it there, it's there, ready for uptake. Insulin is gonna shove into the contracting muscle fibers. So, again, just to touch that subject, intra-workout is when magic happens, when you can really nail all these things in the exact muscle that you're training. So you had a fat burning phase, metabolic maintenance phase, now you have an anabolic phase. Meal after the workout, again, in my opinion, as I'm here giving you advice, you still want to focus on this replenishment of the muscle fibers and muscle fiber glycogen and everything. So you again have a carbohydrates and a lean protein, right? Fastly absorbable amino acids post-workout. So we have a completed anabolic phase. So we did burn fat and we did build muscle. Now the remainder of the day, next meal or 2, again, you want to drop the carbs, no problem. You're going to create some caloric deficit, no problem. I would just tell you, don't go for crazy caloric deficits. I would not go over 500 calories a day. If you dramatically drop it and you create 1,000 calories deficiency, if you do this every single day, you're going to create metabolic shutdown. Your body is going to be in survival mode. It's going to hold on to the fat and not build muscle, because muscle costs you too many calories, metabolically active tissue. You don't want to, your body is not going to, in that caloric deficit, to retain the muscle. Guarantee, trust me. Yeah, with anabolic steroids and all the stuff you can prevent and maybe do something, but we're talking about maximizing what you're doing. So if you paid attention from the beginning, recomp is building the muscle, losing your body fat at whatever level, at minimal, optimal, maximal level, whatever you choose. You want to do my way, I maximize always everything. If you're going to do something, do it 100%, and you do it in much shorter period of time, and you're going to get much greater results. So focus on how you can create fat burning zone, maybe first thing in the morning, an empty stomach for sure, and then one more time, like Ronnie Coleman used to do when he was police officer at night. Jay Cutler used to do 2 or 3 times a day, the cardio. So this is your fat burning phases. Everything that you do has to make sense. Why did you do those? Oh, to burn body fat. Check, check. Beautiful. Remainder of the day, give body what your body needs. Maintain caloric, nutritional intake that is needed. Good. Training. Oh, training is supposed to be anabolic. Push everything into the muscle, right? Stimulate your muscle at any which way possible throughout the different exercises, different methods. Heavy duty, myofibril hypertrophy specific, and then sarcoplasmic, pump, giant sets. Change the tempo, change the grip, angle, stance, whatever. Challenge your body. Create that pain, create more pain, and grow. Okay, so that's, I hope about recomp I answered.